of the show, Packers versus the Eagles. Tomorrow, again, the second that game ends, y'all better run to this station. To Shady McCoy, played for the Eagles. That boy played for the Eagles. Chase Daniel played for the Eagles. James Jones played for the Packers. So quite literally, this is the only show on television where everybody speaking has been in one of those locker rooms. And y'all are in our facility, but we're in the quarterback room. So James Jones, get it popping. Who's under more pressure, Jordan Love or Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, I'm just going to let you know, too, Eagles win, I ain't coming.
Oh, my God.
I don't expect JJ to be here. I ain't going to show up. No, under the most pressure, this is very, very easy, man. This is Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is coming off one of his worst years. The Philadelphia Eagles finished the season 1-6 last year, right? Lost to teams like the Arizona Cardinals at 4-13, the New York Football Giants at 6-11. They lost to teams like that, and strictly because of the way the quarterback was playing, right? I was reading some of these articles, and I looked at some of these articles they were saying last year, and I got a little graphic right here. This is what they were saying about the Philadelphia Eagles last year. And the one that sticks out, it says, why did the Philadelphia Eagles collapse? The roster isn't as talented as we thought. Are you kidding me?
Where you see that at, though?
The bottom right? The bottom right. Are you kidding? So you telling me Smitty, you telling me Goddard, you telling me A.J. Brown, you telling me you believe who's one of the best backs in the league and DeAndre Swift is not as talented? And they said all this stuff strictly because of the way the quarterback was playing. Jalen Hurts has to start fast. Are you going to see more clippings like this? And it ain't going to look good in Philadelphia. He has to come out and he has to play good football. The whole offseason, they have did everything to make sure you can have success. If you are slowing down, not as talented as roster as they saying, with the dudes you have now, we can't keep making excuses for you. Jalen Hurts has to start fast. All the pressure is on him. The Philadelphia Eagles are going to be as good as Jalen Hurts is going to be this season. And if he's Super Bowl good, they will be in that Super Bowl game. If he playoff good, they'll be in that playoff game. If he regular season good, they have a good regular season. If he not, they not going nowhere. They not going to the playoffs. They going to be at home, and you're going to be hearing stuff like that, talking about not enough talent.
Got the point, James.
Take it easy.
Thank you for setting up my answer, because it's Jalen Hurts, without a doubt. There's no question about it. He's received constant media attention this year, specifically surrounding his relationship with Nick Sirianni, the head coach. I'm going to tell you, you asked all those questions. If Jalen can do this, if Jalen can do that, you know who's going to get him there? Kellen Moore. Show up this. Let's show this graphic. Let's show this graphic with Kellen Moore.
You know, James. If we're going to show James.
Kellen Moore's offense from 2019 to 2022. Points per game, second. Total yards per game, second. Rush yards, seventh. That's surprising a little bit. Everyone thinks they just throw the ball around. Pass yards per game, fourth. Okay? The pressure is on Kellen Moore to deliver an offensive performance that gives Eagles fans hope. At the end of the day, the quarterback has to go out there. You're only as good as your play caller can be. If you have a play caller calling bad plays, do you feel comfortable with the offensive scheme to go out there and ball out?
No. Want to walk off first?
Man, listen. No. Che.
Kellen Moore's his boy, though.
Not only is Kellen Moore's boy, you be trying to protect these quarterbacks.
No, I don't.
Do you know what he has out there? I don't care what play is called, man.
Let me see that rock.
The man has all pros all across the dang board, and we talking about what play is called?
It's definitely Jalen Hurts, bro. It's definitely Jalen Hurts.
Last year, the offensive play
if you look at Jalen Hurts,
not good.
Yeah, don't let him go again.
I'm not good. If you look at Jalen Hurts, the last time we seen him play really good football was when? In the Super Bowl, right? That Super Bowl game, he had a really good year. Phenomenal year. Second in MVP voting, right? But that Super Bowl game, he had everybody in Philadelphia believing, everybody in the NFL like, yo, maybe he is the real deal. Now, I heard what Chase is saying about the coordinator. That does matter. I think last year our coordinator didn't give us enough we needed, right? But I am a big believer in this. Andy Reid's the best play caller I've ever seen, hands down. But there's some play calls Andy Reid called that's not that good. You know what makes it right, though?
Quarterback.
You know what makes it right? The players. Travis Kelce. Tyreek Hill, Deshaun Jackson, LeSean McCoy, they make it right. A coach can't call every great play to every great defense. It don't happen like that. You're going to need your best players that's getting $200 million to make it right. You're going to need your top wide receivers to make it right. So they had a bad year, so I went the year before that. What made Jalen Hurts special? And I thought he played with no fear. Sometimes you see it one-on-one, maybe a double team, throwing back shoulders, making A.J. Brown be accountable. I got you. Give me a chance. So when we talking about who has more pressure, it has to be Jalen Hurts. The Philadelphia Eagles will only go as far as their quarterback will take him.
I will tell you that, but a quarterback is elevated by his offensive coordinator and his offensive play caller. That's what I'm getting to. I was in a room with Sean Payton from 09 to 12 and then again in 17, 5 years with him. He was the actual one installing the plays with Breeze and I in the quarterback meeting room every single day.
Right.
I'm telling you, the schematic, the scheme of the Philadelphia Eagles last year was so vanilla that Jalen Hurts could only do so much. He was hurt as well. I'm not saying he needs to play better. There's no question about that. I'm not trying to protect him. I'm trying to make the point that this was Nick Sirianni's offense last year. Nick Sirianni is in a CEO role now. It's Kellen Moore's offense. He's going to cook with it.
Let me say one thing, too, because you are right. And I think Sean Payton is a phenomenal type of coach, right? But when I look at his teams and his rosters and his offense, I was never blown away. Even at his best, I never was blown away the talent he had. So when I have certain players in my locker room, my offense, I got to dice it up. But I'll give you an example. When I played with Andy Reid in Philadelphia, when we was like that, he didn't have all that fancy stuff going on. Do you know why, Chase? Because our offense was that much better than everybody else. I watched Deshaun Jackson do simple things like flat curl concepts, right? Taking that to 18 yards to the crib. I watched with Tyreek Hill. Simple like the Dino routes, right? Just smoking past everybody because when you are that talented, you don't have to dice everything up. So when I look at the Eagles, he don't have to be Sean Payton. He don't have to be Andy Reid. You just have to give your players a chance to win because we have the talent.
Do you think the collapse last year was on Jalen Hurts or the offense?
It's on Jalen Hurts. But hold on real quick.
Who's going to help Jalen Hurts get better this year? Who's going to help Jalen Hurts get better this year?
When does your all-pro status kick in? When does your superstar status kick in? Because my brother on this show, Shady McCoy, said Andy Reid, the best play caller he ever played with. But you know what else he told me? Andy Reid would dial up a play and say, he's yours, Shady. He ain't blocked. Yes, he will. You know what I'm saying? So now you got to be special. So at what point do we got to say, man, I got to dial these perfect play calls up for Jalen Hurts for him to have success? When does the all-pro status kick in? You got all these all-pros around you, and we sitting here saying the offensive coordinator is the one. We said that last year, and we're going to say that again this year if he don't have success, and you all-pro $220 million.
Make it plain for your boy. What do you need to see from Hurts? What do you need to see from Kellen?
Kellen is going to bring pure progression passing. We've talked about it a lot on this, and if you continue to follow the show, you're going to just continue to hear me talk football terms. That means sweep the board. They call them sweepers in the quarterback room for Philadelphia Eagles. Kellen Moore is saying, hey, let's install this sweeper play. Go left to right, read the board, okay? They're working on that. They're working on the drop back consistency. What is a drop back when you go and you drop back 3-step, 5-step, 7-step? The consistency where he's level, the mechanics, the timing. Most importantly, I think what I took away from some conversations with people in the building is the loss of Jason Kelce is huge.
That's a big one.
He's one of the best centers to ever play the game.
Yes,
so when you talk about protections, Jalen Hurts is going to have more on his plate at the line of scrimmage. And I think that's going to be huge in his development. Can he handle Kellen Moore's offense? It's more drastic in scheme. Can he handle all this pressure of having to, hey, if a nickel pressure is coming, I got to slide the line right. I got to tell Shady, go get that nickel. Like, there's going to be a lot of moving pieces with them. Yes, they have all the superstars, but at the end of the day, it falls a lot on Jalen Hurts to be able to handle everything mentally that Kellen Moore is giving.
So you saying if this sweeper thing don't work, right?
Yeah.
All right, left to right sweeper.
You like that word?
If that don't work, it's Kellen Moore's fault. Because I see the stat you showed, the sweeper thing ain't working in Los Angeles.
Oh, there it is.
You know what I'm saying? So let's say that sweeper thing. Let's say that sweeper thing don't work in Philadelphia. It's Kellen Moore. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying if they don't live up to expectations this year, everyone except Howie Roseman is getting fired in that building.
Yeah, that might be true.
That might be true.
That is true.
Because I'll say it like this. For me, the reason I'm putting so much on Jalen Hurts, again, I've been watching Eagles offenses and Eagles teams for a long time since Shady was playing on them, before I was playing with Shady on them. I don't know if I've seen an offense as talented as the Eagles offense. A world where you have a former Heisman winner, 1,000-yard receiver as your number 2 wide receiver. A world where A.J. Brown, a 1,500 wide receiver, is your number 1 wide receiver. A world where a top 20 pick is your number 3 wide receiver. A world where a top 5 pick is your starting running back. A second-round pick is your starting tight end. A first-ballot Hall of Famer is your starting right tackle. A $70 million man is your starting left tackle. And a $200 million man is your quarterback. You don't see offenses like this except for maybe once in a generation. As a result, Jalen Hurts, you have to capitalize on it. You got a Super Bowl offense around you. You got a Super Bowl head coach who's been there. You are a Super Bowl quarterback. You've been there. You have to deliver a Super Bowl caliber performance. That's what Howie Roseman has given you. Now just go deliver. It's time.
He's got to run more, too.
It's time.
He's got to run more.
Yeah, he'll be healthy.
If he's healthy, that's a big part of his game.
I know, because I played under Jeff Stoutland.
O-line coach.
Jeff Stoutland is one of the
excellent.
So if you miss Jason Kelce, which is going to be hard to replace, obviously, but they got a really, really good coach in Jeff Stoutland now. And I think he can be a way to help him out and save him a little bit.
Let me give a story here, because when you talk about O-line coach, like, Shady, what the heck are you talking about? Don't bore me with that. Jeff Stoutland, he coached a person by the name of Alejandro Villanueva. He came from the military. He was like a 6'7", 300-pound defensive tackle when he first showed up. He was like the third-string defensive tackle. He ended up being a starter at left tackle in the National Football League for like 8 to 10 years, went on to Pittsburgh to the Steelers, got like a $50 million contract.
Yeah.
He converted a former military defensive tackle that had not played football in God knows how long to a $70 million man. Jordan Mailata was a rugby player. The Eagles starting left tackle was a rugby player. Jeff Stoutland, the man that Shady McCoy had mentioned, he converted a former rugby player to a $70 million starting left tackle for the Eagles for the last 5 to now going on 10 years. So when you think about Jeff Stoutland, a man that Shady just named,